he added 3 more, and he's now an 8-time PDC, 9-time PDC title winner, I should say. I did him out of a UK Open qualifier there.
50.
But he is back in Hildesheim, looking to get into double digits. But to do that, he will have to beat Krzysztof Ratajski here in the quarter-finals.
Outside, it's
the Polish
Krzysztof
Eagle is a man who has been in the relative doldrums over the last year or two, playing nowhere near the levels that he so regularly produced as soon as he turned up playing PDC darts. But the last few weeks, he is getting back to his best. He has been very, very solid and consistent today. And he's just averaged 108 in overcoming Dave Chisnell, who's been on fire over the course of these 2 days 47. Here in Germany. Krzysztof Ratajski, the Polish Eagle, is back, my friends. And could Hildesheim be the place where he cements it, he confirms it, he picks up another title? Didn't win a title last year.
134.
First year in PDC darts that he did not pick up a ranking title. He won 3 before he even had a tour card.
60.
But he too was a winner in this venue the day before Brendan Dolan picked up that Players' Championship event in 2019.
137.
And Krzysztof Ratajski is just going 2 treble visit, 2 treble visit, 2 treble visit. Is exactly what he does. He's averaging 98.5 for the day, and he only hits 6 180s.
180.
Because he hammers in 2 treble visits over and over again. May look at the 12s here. Oh, fancy! Oh, Krzysztof Ratajski there. Wanted the double 16. He strayed into the 8, but a double-double finish. I was not expecting that from the Polish Eagle, particularly with Brendan Dolan back in the 200s.
$98.
Means he's on double 12. And that's
Game
a
shot.
13 darter. In this half of the draw, we have Krzysztof Ratajski versus Brendan Dolan, both second-tier seeds, so seeded between 17 and 32. We've got another one of those players in Ross Smith, the reigning European champion, taking on the unseeded Ricardo Pietreczko.
60.
Very different look in the other half of the draw, where there's only one seeded player. It is one of the top seeds in Gerwin Price. He's facing Luke Woodhouse. And it's 2 unseeded players in Jan van Veen, very exciting young Dutch talent, and Gary Anderson, a 2-time world champion, which I know he's unseeded, but he's still Gary Anderson. And those two had a monstrous game
140.
a week or 2 ago, when all 11 legs, every single one of them a hold of throw, and Gary just scraped through, went all the way to the final.
180.
Only a 7th 180 of the day for Krzysztof Ratajski.
$140.
Dolan first to a finish, but Ratajski should leave something more handy. The throw just looks smoother. Everything about him looks like the Ratajski of old, and particularly the stats. You could guarantee that Ratajski by the end of the year would be averaging 97 for the whole year, and he would be so often in that range of 95 to 100. Bullseye for Dolan.
114.
Can't produce the big finish. Already produced a 9 darter here, Brendan Dolan. Did so yesterday. Double 8 puts him 2-0 down. 2
38.
misses from Krzysztof Ratajski. Dolan will probably be looking the bottom left corner of the board as well. Single 15 for double 16.
Game shot.
Very well done. 14 dart response, but had to survive a couple of darts there. Ratajski's beaten Dolan every time he's played him. The most recent meeting, a couple of years ago at the World Match Play. And it was a big win as well. 10 legs to 4. The other wins he's had both in these sorts of events. One of them in a semi-final, in fact. Go back to 2020.
99.
And if you look at all 3 performances from Krzysztof Ratajski against Brendan Dolan, They all came in that
43.
spell, which looked like it was never going to end, where you know he's going to average high 90s or just over a ton. And all of his averages were between 98 and 103. Because that's what Krzysztof Ratajski did for
140.
years. It's only recently where he's gone off the boil and stayed off the boil that he's starting to simmer again.
57.
Ooh,
92.
lovely dart from Brendan. Bit of magic to find his way through to the treble 18 there.
$98.
Both staring at big, big checkouts. If they don't go, they want to leave himself on a double. But Brendan...
122.
Treble 18. Very similar visits, aren't they?
81.
Brendan's turns out a little bit better, and it is an opportunity to go into the lead with a breaker throw. Did he want tops?
Game shot.
Well, he's got it, and he does lead for the first time in this contest. 2-1 Brendan Dolan.
$140. $58. $100. $60.
Trebles have dried up for Ratajski. Brendan Dolan got a real chance to get a grip of this contest. If he wants to be missing, he wants to be missing there.
60.
He doesn't make use of that decent marker. Still 182 points clear, though. Whatever Ratajski does in this visit, Dolan knows he's in charge of the leg.
125.
Could go to the bullseye here. Don't think he will. Brendan Dolan, not really a player who
137.
utilises that shot very much. Goes down to the 19s and gets the treble, so he's taken a big chunk out of that.
100.
Single 16 or single 8. He'll use double 16, which is his usual route.
Game shot.
And another 15 dart leg for Brendan Dolan. The last 3 legs, all won in 5 visits to the board. Very, very solid stuff.
96.
Both players averaging 101 right now, but it's Dolan who's bossing things. 2 darts missed for a 2-0 lead for a Ratajski.
134.
Had a real battle with Chisnell. He raced off into the lead. Chizzy came roaring back at him, and he managed to get over the line.
140.
He's also seen off Boris Kritschmar. Ryan Meikle started the day with victory over Richie Burnett. Brendan Dolan, Graham Hall, Florian Hempel, Karol Sedlacek, and Andy Bolton. And he's only
100.
averaging 91 for the day. This is a significant step up in quality from Brendan Dolan for most of the stuff we've seen from him today. But can he sustain it for the whole game?
133.
Again, it's a decent miss for Dolan, but that one doesn't help him. That's why there's a pause. He still
60.
tries to barrel his way through to the treble 20, but unable to do so. No need to start on the ball here. Quite happy to take a ton. That's a tricky one. Looking at the left-hand side, I think. God, what a dart that is. You surgeon, Krzysztof Ratajski.
$60.
So, the setup shot leaves double 16. That's a good guide for him. It's even better, I think.
Game shot.
There you go. Just hammers his way into that little tungsten wall on the outside of the double 16 that you can just slam into. And even though it didn't look as firm as he would like in the board, it's stuck in there. And Ratajski sticks in there in this contest. We have our first semi-finalist. It is Gary Anderson. Gary Anderson through to the semis. He's already made a final this year. And he did so by beating Gerwyn Price in the semis. It could be a repeat meeting with Price. However, Price is in a real battle with Luke Woodhouse. 3 apiece there. Neither man playing anywhere near their best game. Ross Smith, the European champion, is averaging 104 and is 3-2 down to
60.
Ricardo Pietreczko, whose average is 15 points lower, and I don't think Pikachu cares.
$140.
Ratajski back on his 2 treble visit tip. That's what he does.
$131.
2 treble visit from Brendan, though. Oh, superb. The second maximum. Well, the last time he hit a maximum, Ratajski left himself on 40-odd for a potentially 11-dart break of throw. He missed both of those darts to win the leg, lost the leg. Will the same thing happen again? No, it won't. He does take his chance this time around. Gets the break, levels the match. Ratajski has the darts, looking to go back into the lead.
$96.
Again, it's another chance for Brendan Dolan where he's missed, but he's missed in what looks like the ideal place for him, and he's not able to work off that dart just above the treble bed. And he comes away with 60. It's happened a few times already in this game. There's another. Much better.
100.
Only one, and you can see the frustration from him. He'll be thinking he should have 2 or 3 more trebles than he's had in this leg already. Oh, how about that for Ratajski? Moving over to the 18s to make sure he left the finish, but getting the treble anyway.
$100.
Krzysztof Ratajski hitting double top to leave double 16 for the 2nd time in the match. This seems to be a new weapon in his arsenal. I don't think I've ever seen him do that. I'm sure he used to go treble 12.
99.
It's a new thing from Ratajski, this, and he's done it without Dolan even being on a finish. He's hit a double to leave a double. It seems unnecessarily flash from Ratajski. Jose de Sousa type stuff. He got his 3 darts at double and he's missed them all. Now this would sting. He's been out-muscled all the way through this leg, Brendan Dolan, but he could nick it. Surely he stays there. He does stay there. Double 11 for 142. Brendan Dolan right on the wire. A millimetre away from taking the lead again in this game. He's not moving. So he liked it, and he finds double 4 on the little clenched fist from the Polish Eagle. Shows how relieved he is, I think, to go into the lead, because he was given a worrier there by the history maker. He was just making sure the flights and stems are attached. Plays significantly quicker than he used to, Brendan Dolan, but he's still not what you'd call
100.
lightning quick. Going price 5-4 up on Luke Woodhouse. The winner of that faces Gary Anderson. The winner of this faces either Ross Smith or Ricardo Pietreczko. And the German might be about to book his place in just a second ever semi-final in PDC darts. He leads 5-2 against the European champion.
$58.
Max Hopper's obviously won PDC titles. Gabriel Clemens and Martin Schindler have both made ranking finals.
100.
But they haven't won titles. Pietreczko is 1 leg and 2 victories away from leapfrogging Schindler and Clemens unexpectedly to become just the second German to win a PDC title. Could happen. He's played some good stuff today. Played some good stuff in general for the last few months.
93.
Again, a lot of players would be looking at the bullseye there, but Dolan not really a big fan of that shot. Ratajski gets what he needs to get to a finish, but he's still a distant second favourite in this leg. Double 16 for the history maker.
Game shot.
Good solid leg. 4 legs won for Brendan Dolan, all of them in 5 visits to the board, all 14 and 15 darters. The more eye-catching stuff is coming from Ratajski. He's not doing it every leg.
180.
But if he can find 2 good legs, then Krzysztof Ratajski is looking good for a semi-final berth. And it would be against Ricardo Pietreczko if the German can get 1 more leg against Ross Smith, although Smith has cut the gap to just 5-3. Woodhouse and Price in a last leg decider. Could be a big day for Luke Woodhouse.
97.
Woodhouse has already taken out the Australian #1 Damon Heta, the 10-time major champion James Wade, and he might be about to take out the former world champion and Gerwyn Price. He's doing it the hard way, is the shed.
$99.
Comes down to the board to the 19s. Leaves 125. Looks like he's got time. That could change. Does he stay there? No, he doesn't. But he gets the treble anyway. That's a magnificent visit from Brendan Dolan to get to a finish. Treble 20. Can't produce another 4-visit leg. He's decided 61. To go to the 16s. Treble would have left the double, but it may cost him a dart at double when he returns. Imagine if he took this out after a 177. It could happen. Double top. Brendan Dolan, that is absolutely magnificent. What an effort. 177, 154 out in consecutive visits in the 9th leg when Ratajski was left on a 2-darter to go within a leg of the semi-finals. That is the standout moment of this game. It might be the decisive one. If you're going to win titles, you're going to win big games against top players, particularly ones who are averaging a ton
83.
like Ratajski is doing in this match. You have to produce little bits of magic. And that was magic from Brendan Dolan. He's averaging 102 himself.
96.
Great contest. I can tell you Gerwyn Price has beaten Luke Woodhouse. It's going to be another Price versus Anderson clash.
99.
The former world champions colliding in the semi-finals.
$57. $140. $100.
Snarl from Ratajski there. He knows he's played well, but it looks like he's going to come up short in this one. Dolan's got at least 2 visits from 179.
59.
He will get a look at Shanghai for the match.
$140.
But Ratajski's on a 1 treble combo himself. Can he use that dart? He can't, and it's perhaps been the only flaw in his game
60.
in this entire match. He's averaging over 100, and it could be much more than that if he was a little bit more successful at using that first dart. 21 off, leaves 87, yes. Treble 17
yes.
For double 18. Great dart.
Yes.
108. Oh, that is absolutely magnificent. You saw the celebration from Dolan in the last leg. It's similar from Krzysztof Ratajski here, because they have just landed massive haymakers on each other. But it is advantage Ratajski as we go to a last leg decider. Both of them averaging over 100. Both of them have taken out a massive checkout. Admittedly, Dolan's was bigger, but on such pressure.
99. $140.
They both needed last leg deciders to win in the last 16.
$100.
Dolan just stolen a march on him. Block a dart, forces him downstairs. And to great effect as well. Ratajski will not leave a finish.
57.
Brendan Dolan. Again, we're in this situation where he knows he's got 2 visits to close out the match. He couldn't do it in the previous leg. Wants to go back up to the 20s. He's blocked it a bit, but even a single 20 leaves a good finish.
97.
And he'll take it. At least it didn't deflect out the way. Ratajski's going to leave something here, isn't he? Well, he's just taken out 108. So don't let him have a go at 105. Brendan couldn't take out 120 in the last leg. Can he take 130? He'll get a match dart. It's at double 5.
120.
And very nearly, Brendan Dolan wins the match. Can Ratajski repeat the trick? Has to be treble 18. And it has to be double 16. To win it with back-to-back ton-plus finishes. Oh, that is absolutely incredible. The scream in celebration from Krzysztof Ratajski. What a contest between these two. The last 3 legs saw massive checkouts from the pair of them. Brendan Dolan, all he can do is congratulate his opponent. A 154 from Dolan, and then back-to-back checkouts of 108 and 105 from Krzysztof Ratajski. He can throw big numbers, he can win games, and he might convince you he is back to his best. But that right there might be the most compelling argument yet. Superb contest, both averaging over a ton, but it's those checkouts that made the difference, and Krzysztof Ratajski got 2 of them right at the death.